Do you often find yourself doing things like reaching for food, wine, weed, Netflix, doom scrolling, really anything to distract yourself or to try to disconnect or numb out? Often it's not even really because you want to smoke or you're hungry and you need to eat, but more because it's a stress response. You're stressed and overwhelmed emotionally, and it's gotten to be too much. We often wonder if we're addicted, and there's a lot of shame that can come with addiction, but it's not actually weakness. This is the empath shadow of numbing, and many people carry a shadow of numbing due to emotional overwhelm. But today we're going to talk about it specific for empaths. In this video, I'll show you specifically why it shows up for empaths, how to heal it with compassion instead of shame, most importantly. I'm Monica of Monica Gold Soul, and before we continue, I want to make sure to tell you about my Inner Child Healing Bundle. It is a really powerful audio track that you listen to, and I guide you through. It's about 30 minutes, and I guide you through a really powerful journey where you connect with your inner child and go back and basically give your inner child exactly what they needed in order to find really deep healing. So much of our trauma and our stress and our ongoing struggles and things that make our life challenging and painful actually are rooted in things from our childhood that really are needing healing. And this Inner Child Healing Bundle allows you to be so supported in going back and healing those things. And I also have a free masterclass that takes you through the roadmap that I created for how to basically go from being a wounded empath stuck in painful patterns to feeling empowered and free. And it is a really powerful system that I created. So you can check that out. All the info is in the masterclass and the details are below. Let's get back into the video. For over 10 years, I actually woke up into panic attacks, and the only thing that really helped me in those moments was reaching for my bong, smoking, just to calm down. Smoking in those moments of overwhelm and anxiety or stress or panic really worked and helped in the moment because I did find some relief. But deep down, I knew that I was just using a coping tool. And I didn't want to just cope my whole life. I wanted real healing. Maybe this is something that you can relate to too. And if you do, your body is trying to protect you the only way it knows how, even if it causes you to reach for an addiction or a habit or something that you know maybe isn't really healthy or isn't really helping you heal, actually. So why does this show up? Well, as empaths, we feel everything so deeply, and our nervous systems can easily get overwhelmed from noticing, feeling more. And also, just years of people pleasing and abandoning ourselves can leave us feeling really anxious and stressed all the time. And when that happens, we will often reach for some sort of a numbing tool, some sort of a coping tool, right? Some sort of a survival tool. And it's the body's way of saying, like, this is too much. I need some sort of a break, some sort of an outlet. And it helps us numb out and kind of have that break and cope in the moment. But the problem is, over time, this numbing can become a powerful shadow. Instead of helping us move through what we feel, it can keep us stuck, preventing true healing. So this might leak out by, like, you're just noticing yourself reaching for wine or weed or Netflix or doom scrolling, like, more than maybe you have in the past, especially when you're kind of feeling this unsettled stress in your body. For many people, it's common and socially acceptable right? To like escape and zone out through TV or Instagram or food or drinking. It's like, let's all drink together and go numb out and escape together on the weekend because we, right, like don't enjoy our lives. But really, it's just this socially acceptable thing that we're all just like, oh, okay, we all are stressed out all the time, and then we just go and drink and do these things. And it is not healthy. Not healthy. And our nervous system feels that it is not healthy, right? Because afterwards there's this like shame and guilt and like wondering, did it really even help? And just overall wondering, like, why can't I handle this better? Why can't I do life better? Just feeling like nothing's gonna get better, right? That hopelessness and having to numb and cope even more through that kind of hopelessness or that futility of like nothing's gonna change. So how do we heal it to get out of this cycle? Well, first recognize that it's a coping strategy and it's serving you. For me, smoking weed helped me calm down when I was overwhelmed, and recognizing that why behind why I was doing it was a really big step because that allowed me to have some self-compassion and also look for other tools that could help me find relief, right? I realized like what this was serving in my life, and then what are other ways that I can meet this need. For years, I went back and forth on trying to quit cold turkey, but I realized that I was making smoking bad and wrong and like just pushing it away more, and it only stressed me out more, making me want it more. So instead, I let myself smoke when I needed to with that awareness of what I was doing. But the key thing here is that I did that while also actively doing other things, practicing other coping tools, plus doing the actual healing work to heal the root of what was causing me to feel anxious and stressed all the time in the first place. So the next step then is to seek out healing work to heal the root of the stress or anxiety or whatever's going on. Far too often in addiction, we focus on the addiction as being the problem in and of itself. But when really that addiction is the solution we're using, it's like a symptom of the trauma or stress itself. So to really find deep healing, you have to do that deeper work. It's really in that deeper work that those things help rewire your nervous system and integrate past trauma, that then the need to numb will naturally start to fade, right? Once we're like, if we're using like numbing and coping to deal with the overlying stress, that's okay. We'll keep using it to deal with the stress while we're going down and like digging out those roots and really healing underneath the surface, right? We need to be doing both, because if we're just on the surface coping, then we're just on the surface coping our whole life. And you don't deserve to live your life just coping. No one does. So when you do that deeper healing work, you really rewire your nervous system and heal those things on a deeper level so that you no longer need to escape. You have built the safety to actually be able to feel, and tools for managing stress and processing trauma, right? When you integrate this shadow of numbing, it transforms into emotional safety and healing. You learn to feel your emotions without drowning in them. And that's when you can finally begin to experience real freedom and healing, right? For so many of us empaths, we feel so much and we were never supported or taught how to hold all of those feelings without drowning in them, without turning to these other coping tools. So if you resonate with this, make sure to check out my free masterclass, and also that inner child healing bundle would be so powerful for you to go back and heal those roots. Sending you so much love. See you next time.